right.
I'm going to post it too. So.
Okay, we are live tonight, you guys. How's it going? Abby and Elena here from Bourbon and Blondes, and we have the most amazing guest with us tonight, Sam Montgomery from Bardstown Bourbon Company. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm super excited. It's a great way to kick off the weekend.
I know.
Right?
We're excited.
We should do this every week. Maybe.
I know, right? Well, we are excited to have you here. We are going to let's dive in a bit of Sam, tell us a little bit about your background and a little bit about Bardstown.
Yeah, what you do, why you do it.
Sure. Yeah. So I am the national brand ambassador for Bardstown Bourbon Company, and I've been with the company for about 3.5 years. Cocktails were my first love. I've been a bartender for many, many years before signing on with the company, and kind of came to that point in my young earlier 20s where I was like, I want to see like where bartending can take me, right? So always had whiskey as my drink of choice, and visited Kentucky and fell in love with the culture, especially bourbon. And so it really wasn't the most well thought out plan. I just thought move to Kentucky. I packed a car full of clothes and that was it. I got rid of everything else.
You just moved.
Yeah, I just moved.
That's
and
amazing.
and I got a bartending gig and a barista gig. I was doing the classic, what we call clopens, where you close the bar, open the coffee shop for a long time, just grinding really hard, trying to rub elbows with the right people until I weaseled my way in. And I did just that and started with Bardstown Bourbon Company. After they had been running the stills for a while, but before we had a product or the restaurant or bar or our tours or anything like that. So it's been an incredible journey to kind of watch a brand as big as it is now kind of start from what it was in the beginning, and to be able to be a part of that kind of discussion on how the brand was going to identify and develop as kind of a cocktail perspective, a female perspective, a young person's perspective. So I just couldn't be happier to be where I'm at.
That's amazing. I love the fact, I think I'm a little envious of this, that you just decided this was the move for you and you just hopped in the car and went for it.
I know. That's amazing.
I had a little help from my older sister who had moved to Kentucky for her husband's job about a month before I did. And I remember she called me and was just like, I'm moving to Kentucky, like out of nowhere. And I was like, great.
Me too.
And so it kind of started, the wheels kind of started turning. And that's when I went to visit Kentucky, was to see her. And that's when I fell in love with the place. I literally went home, put in my 2 weeks at my job, and moved right after that. So it paid off. Yeah.
And now you're part of Bardstown Bourbon Company, which is doing some kind of wild and crazy and amazing things right now.
Yes. So lots of things going on with the company. Product in 16 markets, and unfortunately Missouri is not one of them yet, but it will be someday.
People in Missouri, I tell you.
So the problem is that, we didn't expect to grow as big as we did. And we sort of unofficially made the decision because the demand is so big in the markets that we're currently in, that instead of stretching that even thinner and opening more markets, we're just going to kind of put more product in those markets. But the good news is that in 2023, in the spring of 2023, which is really around the corner, we are going to have our first core product. So our first completely estate produced product. And we'll have so much of it that as soon as that happens, we're going to start opening the doors in all the markets pretty quickly. And I'm sure St. Louis is a big market, so I'm sure we'll open that before several others. So
we'll have to have like a big welcome Bardstown party here in St. Louis.
That's amazing.
I can help with that. Yeah, we can do a big launch party. You guys can be like the media for it. You can do the coverage on it. You guys can, I think that makes a lot of sense, right?
We're very good at this party thing.
Yes, anytime we can throw a party, we are all there.
I bet. Funny.
So
tonight we are here to talk about something even cooler that you guys are doing. And this is going to be the second year that you're doing it. And it is the world's top whiskey taster competition.
Yes.
Which is pretty impressive to be the world's top taster.
Yeah, it can sound pretty intimidating to whiskey lovers that really just like drinking and sharing it with their friends. So World's Top Whiskey Taster launched its debut last year during a pandemic. So obviously we were met with lots of challenges and obstacles, and overall I think we pulled it off extremely well for having to deal with all those limitations. But this year, having a lot of those lifted, or at least, on our radar for us to plan and prepare properly, we're going to do it bigger and better, and are already seeing a much bigger response. So for those watching and listening that haven't heard about it, World's Top Whiskey Taster is a very unique competition where we are kind of challenging whiskey lovers, whiskey drinkers, such as Abby and Elena, that to see if you really know your bourbon without labels or anything in front of you to kind of tell you what you're having before you sip it. So the call to entry is right now. So really easy to sign up by going to worldstopwhiskeytaster.com and entering in
the link in the chat right now.
Yes.
Perfect. So go there, sign up. It's, no risk involved to just sign up and answer a few questions on a virtual interview. Interview is also an intimidating word. I'm going to be the one conducting the interview. They're pre-recorded questions that are just going to kind of get to know your passion, your enthusiasm for whiskey, and a tiny bit of your knowledge. It's really not too intimidating. Once that is in, we're going to select 6 people from 5 different regions of the country to compete in regionals. So kind of a step before the final competition is we're going to have 5 regional competitions, and we're going to be in Atlanta for our South regional. We're going to be in Chicago for the Midwest, New York for the Northeast, Dallas for the Southwest, and LA for the West Coast. So if you are willing to travel to those places to drink some whiskey for free and be the belle of the ball for one night, that's all you have to do to enter.
It's just like a little virtual interview, submit, and then if you're so the process is the deadline for submitting and doing the interview is the 15th of August, right?
Correct. Yes.
So then after that, you guys go through all of the interviews and all of the information that people have submitted, and then you choose the 6 who get to go compete at regionals.
And then when will they hear back about that? I imagine it probably varies by date, because like the Chicago one's coming up sooner.
Yeah. So once we hit that deadline on August 15th, we should have all participants, well, at least reach out to those, I would say by September 1st. Definitely for like the first one, which is going to be Chicago at the end of September. And so they're all kind of spread out, September 24th, and then every other week from then is a different regional. So it's going to take about 10 weeks to go through all the regionals. Then the winners from the regionals are going to come to our distillery the second week of December for the final competition. And the winner from that competition is going to receive some pretty sweet prizes. So if you're
I'm so jealous about these prizes. Like, how do I rig this to win? You can't, but I want to.
So $20,000 cash prize for the World's Top Whiskey Taster winner. A block party with our mobile tasting bar.
Which, by the way, is amazing.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's so cool. I'm so jealous. So you've been traveling with it all the time.
Yes, yeah, and it's amazing. And like the number one question we get asked is, how do I get this to my backyard, or how do I get this to have a block party? So I always tell them, sign up for World's Top Whiskey Taster. If you win, we're gonna throw a huge party to celebrate you as the winner, and it could be in your backyard, it can be at your local bar that you like to frequent. We can do whatever you want with it.
Great.
And then there's one more prize, which is arguably, I think, kind of the coolest one. But you will get the opportunity to come up with your own blend of bourbon that we will sell exclusively in our distillery as part of our distillery collection. That will have your name on it. It'll be what you come up with as far as, we'll give you a selection of our barrel inventory to play around with. You can use, you can come to the distillery to do it and kind of work with our blending team or do it solo, however you want, but you'll have a bottle with your name on it. Yeah.
I mean, that's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
I would agree.
I want a bottle of whiskey with my name on it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's super
That's
fun.
so
So
awesome.
why wouldn't you sign up, right?
Exactly.
I can't think of any reason.
I know. We will be signing up by the end of this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
this
great.
is so cool. So I know that I'm curious, the blind tastings, is it products from across the world, across the country? Is there a limit? I don't want you to give away all of the secrets because, we want everyone to compete, but what's the expectation there?
So that's a great question. So considering the competition is called World's Top Whiskey Taster and not Bourbon Taster, there are going to be, some different types of whiskeys. So totally on the table is bourbon, rye, Scotch, Irish, Japanese, and then even American whiskeys that aren't typically, could be a wheat whiskey, corn whiskey. So, we're definitely trying to make the challenges, we want people to succeed. We don't want anybody to walk out there with their tail in between their legs. So it's definitely going to get harder as the challenges, go from A, B to C, and definitely from regionals to finals. But really, if the best way to kind of study this is to get a group of friends and all kind of bottle share and blind taste each other and see if you can guess, the age, if you can guess the proof, if you can guess what the type of whiskey is, or at least what the dominant grain is in the mash bill. Is it finished? Things of that nature, right? So a lot
That's
harder.
So much. Yeah, it's not just identifying what's in what you're tasting. You're going to get questions on all of it.
And are you rated based on that? Like, you have like these line of questions. It's not like I'm just going to go in here and guess what I'm tasting. It's you have to kind of hit all those markers in order to advance.
So we'll kind of isolate each respective kind of attribute to the whiskey without giving too much away.
Yes.
Right.
It's going to be based on a point system. So even if you kind of fail at the age category, but you're the only one to guess the proof, right? Then you're kind of still in the running. So it's not going to be like a process of elimination at every round, because it's just something that people aren't exactly accustomed to yet is blind tasting and kind of evaluating bourbon like this. But we think it's so important if you truly, love bourbon, to kind of challenge your opinions that way, challenge the stigmas, challenge the buzzwords and the buzz brands, and see if you really pick them out at the end of the day. And really, not everybody is convinced that they have the best palate. I would say most people aren't. People just enjoy drinking it, right? This competition is meant for those people, because if you enjoy drinking bourbon, I guarantee you have a better palate than most, because you're experiencing it. You know why you like it, and you just have to start making connections to what you like and why you like it, right?
Right.
And then you really surprise yourself how much how good your palate really is once you start kind of doing things of that nature. So
an intimate way to look at what you drink and the spirits that you enjoy, and you actually get to know them instead of just like, you got to sit with it and enjoy it instead of just, oh, well, I like that one because it's got this notoriety or it has this fancy blend of grains, things like that. I love this.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, we did virtual whiskey tastings last year, and towards the end of us doing it in the year, we had I just had a little bit of probably
each sample pour
20 bottles, maybe just a half ounce, and I did
A blind.
a blind of too many to the point of I was like, okay, everything's starting to kind of taste the same. But yeah, I think I did like 15, which is a little excessive, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun I feel like you're more present with it. You're more in tune to it. And to your point, more in tune to what you like and you don't like.
Yeah. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
And it really was kind of the idea for the competition kind of happened so organically because when I was hired on a team of 4 people, and we were in charge of kind of setting up the bar, which was in the restaurant that we would eventually open. And that was a big deal because our bar is very unique. We knew from the beginning that we wanted to carry everyone's products. Most distilleries you go to, if there's a bar, they only carry their product, but we wanted to be kind of like a bourbon haven for all bourbon lovers, right? We wanted the restaurant and the bar to serve really as a restaurant and a bar. So hospitality first, customer service first. So, and obviously being, tourism connected, we were going to get a lot of questions about bourbons. People would be coming from across the country and they'd want to know about everything on the back bar. So we really challenged ourselves as a team to become bourbon experts as soon as possible. So every day we'd have our 9 to 5 or whatever it was. And at the end of the day, we would do blind tastings to see if we could, and it is kind of funny to be totally honest, bartenders are known to have really strong opinions, can be kind of snooty about what to drink and how to drink it. Right. And maybe not outwardly with customers, but behind the bar with each other 100%. So, if one of us was just like, I would never drink that, or I would never, prefer that over this, somebody might just show up one day and be like, hey, taste this. What do you think about it? And they'd be like, what is it? And be like, I don't know, but just tell me what you think about it. And
just taste it.
And we'd be like, oh my God, like you'd either say like, man, I love this, and be like, really, that's that stuff you said you'd never drink, or the opposite, like this is that stuff that you thought was horrible and now you love it, like today. And it's interesting because, it really puts you in that mindset of like, what are you actually experiencing? And that's just, as the bourbon boom, it just keeps on growing and the bourbon kind of audience keeps getting larger and more diverse. I think it's important to, teach people how to drink it the right way too. And that doesn't mean you have to know anything about it, right? It just means that you have to enjoy what's in your hand at the end of the day. It doesn't, nobody has to know what the mash bill is, how long the producers have been in business before they order it at a bar. But if you love it, keep getting to know it like anything else or anybody else that you love. Like it's a relationship. Get to know it and be
ask
a fan of it. Yeah. So,
I love it. Date your whiskey.
Yeah. Yes, I was thinking the same thing. Take it out on a date.
I
date mine entirely too frequently. Every single day we go
It's
on
almost
a date.
like a dinner date every night.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
I love
That's
that
amazing.
though.
It's the best way to experience it, right?
I think so. And, just creating a conversation, right? And I think more and more often you see these really good interactions at bars with customers and bartenders or bar guest and bar guest, somebody who knows a lot and somebody who doesn't know enough. And they're like, like, let me buy them a pour of this. This is great. Let me tell you about it. Like, that's such a great conversation to have. And one that we should have more often about bourbon specifically because it's our American spirit, right? So let's lead the conversations and let's get as many people to drink it as possible.
Yes. Yeah. I strongly agree.
I love it. Well,
should we show the people what we know?
Yeah. So
or don't know.
So Sam sent us she sent us a package of a lot of amazing stuff. Yes. 2 of which we're wearing currently.
Which we're so pumped about.
And this blind challenge. So we have a bottle here that we are going
some miscellaneous whiskey or bourbon or we don't even know.
How do you want us? Obviously we'll pour it. And then do you want us to go through like the nose? What do you want us to do?
Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is pour yourself a little sample. So it can just at least get 60 seconds of
Little
air. Yeah. So
like
I
Wanna
will
breathe?
say, I try to pick a brand that wouldn't be like unobtainable to you guys, right? Because I
Okay.
wouldn't expect you to know it if it wasn't available to you. So,
Yes.
and I'll also give you one more hint that it's not Bardstown Bourbon Company product because I know that is not available in your market.
Okay.
So this is going to be something relatively in your wheelhouse that you might be familiar with, but we're not going to try and guess brand or producer right off the bat. We're just going to kind of break down the whiskey and all the components of what defines a whiskey from others, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun. You guys can do this either way. If you guys want to kind of talk to each other about it or kind of compete and have your own opinions, I'll allow you guys to do whatever you want. But I think I'm going to ask you a series of questions. We're going to kind of hit age proof and all the little details. And we'll reveal as we go along, but we'll kind of take it one at a time. And you can smell, taste, talk about it as much as you want.
I'm so nervous.
I'm so excited.
I think
get this right.
I think this is going to be fun. So the first thing I'm going to ask you guys is what age profile you think this is.
Okay.
So smell, taste, talk it out, whatever you need.
Got my cute little Glencairn here.
This little guy.
He's a little guy.
Are they the minis?
Yeah, they're like the little minis. We picked them up at Limestone Branch Distillery last time we were down there.
Adorable.
I was like, they fit in my hand.
I know, and your purse.
Yes.
Well, it smells. This may sound silly, but it smells very familiar.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, we smell whiskey a lot, but it smells like something that's definitely on the shelves right now. Well, I don't know if it's behind you or at my house. Okay.
Interesting. So. Okay. Taste it. Are you writing down your experience as you go through it?
Mm-hmm. I'll just talk it out, given we're live.
Yeah. Don't hide the secrets from the people.
So I really enjoy it, first and foremost.
Okay.
It is very smooth, a little like creamy finish on the back of the tongue, and it has a decently long finish, but it's like very, what do you call it? Just like it's pretty consistent all the way through with the finish. Like,
how old do you think it is? Like, what do you think the age statement is?
Oh. I'm going to go with, I don't know, 4 or 6 is where I'm at.
I was going to say 3.5.
Yeah. I was thinking 4 initially.
I'm going to write down what I say so that I remember.
4. Okay. So we're kind of right next to each other. 4, 3 to 4. Okay. So this one's kind of a freebie, and which is why I wanted to start with it, because there's actually no age statement on the bottle. But
that was a trick question.
So you're both right.
Great.
But and we'll kind of talk about it at the end. There is some information out there about what the flavor age profile being somewhere between 4 to 8 years. So you guys weren't necessarily wrong at all. But now we're warmed up. Now we're familiar with it, right?
8. Yeah.
So
my encyclopedia brain's trying to like go through everything I know that's 4 to 8 years old.
I know. I was trying to do that too, and I was like, I'm just gonna lean into this experience. Yeah.
Stop thinking.
I smell a lot of like maple syrup and like
okay.
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
Yeah. And a spice, but I can't pinpoint the spice.
What's the next question?
Sorry.
The next question is going to be, I think, a win for both of you guys. But what is the main grain or the dominant grain?
Oh, I would say corn. Yeah.
You think?
Yes, I think.
You think
it's a bourbon?
Yeah. You think it's bourbon?
Putting in putting in the
Ding!
answer.
There we go.
Okay.
I can
Well, you
get
guys,
behind that answer.
Yeah, because I don't think it's rye.
No. Okay. Are we right?
you guys nailed it. You're right. It's corn.
Okay.
It's a bourbon.
God love
Okay.
corn, you know.
So let's take it one step further. What do you think the secondary grain is, or the flavor grain?
Oh. Mm. You need more.
She's
Yeah, I
she's
know.
like, I'm going back in.
Gotta go.
back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why not? When in Rome.
Okay, so either wheat, malted barley, rye.
I'm leaning towards rye, but I'm not sure. I can't decide.
There is a spiciness to it, so I don't think it's malted barley. I don't think it's wheat. I don't think it's wheated.
I don't think so either.
So I would say rye
It'd
too.
be really funny if we're wrong.
Or-
But it doesn't taste like any wheated bourbons I've had.
Given we both like it, I'm gonna go for rye.
You think?
Yeah.
Is it rye?
It is wheat.
Shut up!
Oh.
You're probably sitting here like, oh wow, they're really
They're
not getting
really
this.
off.
It's okay though. Like that's a lot tougher than people might
wheated-
think. And I think the more we
Interesting.
get to, I think the more we get to know this bourbon,
Yeah.
you'll kind of make some correlations as to why you might have thought it was rye. So, third question is fourth question.
Okay.
What proof? And you can give, if you don't want to try and give me an exact decimal, you can give me kind of a range, and we'll allow that as well. Yeah.
Wheated. I'm thinking
I think 90
was what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. 90?
90.
Okay.
close.
That's interesting because it is 110.
Oh.
I don't know if we should enter this competition anymore.
We just got to do more blind tasting.
Now,
Every
you're
single
doing-
week, like we said.
Honestly, and
110.
I honestly shoot under as well, because I'm so used to drinking bourbon straight that I typically shoot under when it's higher. And
Okay.
you know
We're
what?
making
when-
guesses over here. We're writing like
and-
guesses to each other.
And when I don't know if you've had some, like I've definitely had some cast strength whiskeys that drink smoother than
Yes.
some like 90 proof whiskeys. You know what I mean? So like
Mhm.
sometimes water can really, like, when, that's what proofing is adding water, can actually kind of bring out the sharpness in alcohol. Occasionally, that's a rare thing, but it's not exactly like black and white. And I think it's very indicative of a great bourbon. Like, I don't think it should
If
be
it's
at
that high
cast
of
strength.
proof and it's
Yeah,
that
like, and it
easy.
drinks really well. So
Well, and there's something to be said too, because women tend to have more taste buds. So the
Yeah.
higher the proof, the easier it can be for them to have, which I think is a funny takeaway for me, thinking it was a low proof when it's not.
Oh, yeah. But I think that speaks to the product.
How well it's made.
Yeah, because if you're not, I mean, I think I can think of multiple products that were in that range that we've tried that we're just like, oh, it's just like a punch, like it's
Kick in the
too,
teeth.
yeah, it's just too much,
Yeah.
and then it's burning everything all the way back, and it's a very strong Kentucky hug all the way down. But this is.
it drinks well. So we know we
drinks
like
well.
it, right? Like you
Yes.
guys, you guys like this bourbon. That's great, because that's, at the end of the day, that's all you need to know. But we're getting to
That's
know
all
it.
that matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so much fun.
Okay. So we've done age, proof, main grain, secondary grain. The third, or the final one, before I ask you if you just have a shot in the dark of what the brand is
Mhm.
is this finished or not?
I don't think so.
I don't, but then it goes back to that. I said to you that we both like rye, and we both like things that are finished and like share
Just
in
like
wine,
wine.
wine
Yeah.
cask, but it doesn't have a normal sweetness, because we were talking about earlier before we went live. We're drinking. This one's finished in a wine cask, and I don't know. I can just tell a very distinct difference. Or finished in wine.
I don't think it's finished.
Wine barrels. No, I don't think it
if
is.
If it's
either.
aged 4 to 8 years, the color of it,
Well,
I feel like if it's aged in something like a red wine barrel or like another alcohol, it would be
a little bit
deeper
yeah
color. I'm gonna say no, it's not finished.
Are we in agreement?
Yeah.
Are we?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we wrong?
So it is finished. It does have
what?
a special. It does have a special finish. Well, I can't tell you until you guys. So now that you know all these facts about it, what brand or what product label
It's
do you?
weeded. It's 110 proof,
Finished in
4 to 8 years, and it's finished.
And I just want to like reiterate that I can't confidently say that about the age, but it's speculated.
Okay, it's rumored.
It's a no age statement though.
Yeah, it's a no age statement.
Can we ask where it's from, or is that cheating?
I'll allow it. It's from Kentucky.
Okay. Well, that doesn't narrow it down really at all. Okay.
Yeah, which is why I allowed it.
Then okay, what do we like that's
110.
finished in?
It's finished. It's weeded.
It's not. No, that's rye. Weeded.
So who has a weeded recipe? That's pretty specific
Weller.
to a couple people.
Yeah.
Weller doesn't have anything.
Makers is weeded, but did they finish?
Is there 101 finished in anything?
I don't know. No, because that would be wrong because it's 110 proof.
Oh yeah, you're right. What's their other one?
I
They're
don't
the
think it's
Castro-
Makers.
Yeah, no, I don't think it is either. And two that we thought it was, because initially we were thinking Makers or Weller, but we're not. We can't think of anything that
What's weeded?
is finished in anything after.
Does anybody in the comments have any suggestions?
Oh yeah, hold on.
It's
let's go over
valid.
the- Yeah.
Valid. I think everyone's just really enjoying watching us struggle.
As they normally do. Yeah. drop
Okay,
in the
so
comments.
we're gonna hit you guys with the facts. It's a weeded bourbon. It's 110 proof. It has a finish on it.
That's
and
pretty much.
rumor has it it's 4 to 8 years, but that's not confirmed. Are you cheating? And
Well,
looking at
I'm
that?
just thinking of brands. Four Roses doesn't have anything that would no. I'm thinking of the big. What about Willet?
No.
I know. I'm thinking of brands. I'm like, I was thinking Yellowstone, but Whistle Pig.
That's all rise.
Oh yeah.
She got really excited though.
She
I love
did.
that.
She did.
This-
Wait, is this Legion? Is Legion weeded?
No, Legion's only 90 something proof.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, I can't.
Why
It's
can't
like
I
that.
come up with anything?
Yeah, it's only 94 proof.
That's okay. If you guys just want a reveal,
Yeah.
it's
Yes,
kind of a
I just-
it's kind of a curveball, but you were almost there. Can I reveal it? It's,
Yeah, tell us.
Reveal it.
It's Maker's Mark 46 cast strength.
We
It
were
was
so
Makers.
close.
I said Makers. I literally wrote
You did
down
write
Makers,
down Maker's
cast
cast
strength.
strength.
So
But the
it's
finish is what
interesting.
threw me.
That's what
Yeah.
because for me too.
I honestly, in hindsight, I made this pretty difficult because trying to guess the secondary grain, like the flavor grain, is really difficult when you have a finish because you
Yes,
think
it
wheat,
kinda
you think
masks it sometimes.
you think fruity and sweet, but then you add, all the stave
Mhm.
finishes that they do in it, and then you get spice and you get all these different flavors. So I'm also a big fan of Maker's products. I'm here for Bardstown, but I wanted to make it something that you guys had in your
Yeah.
market and
Greta's
something
gonna
that
kill us.
Yeah, I know. we won't tell Greta that because we did our own
Maker's Private Select that's
Mar-
coming
yeah,
out in a while, but
in a few months, and so 46 was part of the taste. No
Yeah.
wonder it tasted so familiar.
we have had plenty of it. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So it's interesting how familiar you can be with a bourbon and then, just totally
when you come
So-
at it from like the other side of it, not from the bottle, and it's just like it's very familiar, but then you start stepping through like the details, you're like, holy crap, I have no idea.
Well, I think me and Abby are both probably in the school of overthinkers and terrible test takers. So we
Interesting.
overthink our, the information that we've received. And
Yeah.
It's okay, and that's okay
love
because
that.
I think it just starts it starts a conversation, right? Like it's
Yeah.
so interesting to get to know a bourbon that way without showing somebody the label. And
I loved
think
it. That was amazing.
yeah, it was awesome.
and I think the more we do that, like I have tried, if it wasn't for how often I'm on the road with my job, I would have like a local Bardstown club, like bottle share, where we just kind of show up every Friday with a
Bring something in blind
non-disclosed bottle, and we all taste it and just kind of see
what we
just
think.
like what we think and if anybody's nailing it. And
Yeah.
and I think if you taste bourbon as often as you two do and
Yes.
and enjoy it, I think you guys got to sign up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely signing up, but I'm also doing a lot more research between now and whenever the
blind
competition is.
tasting.
It's kind of
No,
fun.
but I
And
loved
just
it.
and
That
just
was
so you
cool
guys
to
know,
put it that way.
if there, and for everybody listening, if there is a no age statement bourbon on there, I would never make you guess it. I just kind of honestly just threw that in there just to get you guys thinking. But
It worked.
and the actual competition, I would not do that because there's just too many ways to dispute that.
Yeah, I
So
would agree.
yeah, and we'll never make you kind of tell us everything all at once, at least not in the regionals. We'll kind of, regionals will be a level 1. Honestly, what you guys just did was exactly what the finalists did as their final challenge in the final competition last year. It was kind of
by fire right here.
Yeah, it was kind of an accumulation of everything that we had kind of isolated and done throughout regionals and put it all in the last challenge. So I gave you guys literally the hardest kind of.
Cool.
Okay, we did kind of good at it, so that's not
And you did good.
I'm pretty proud of us.
I'm proud of us too. It's not a bad place to start. I kind of want to do this all the time now.
and your thoughts were there. You know what I mean? Your thoughts and yeah. I think it'd be kind of fun. Honestly, I'm just speaking candidly now. It'd be kind of cool if you guys did this as an episode more often.
Yes.
Ooh.
Like randomly would throw in a blind every once in a while.
We can do like
we're recording tomorrow. Let's do one.
Yeah, I love that. We
kinda,
have plenty on the shelf to pick from.
like one of you blinds the other, and then like you kind of both pick out and they're two different products, and you guys just kind of see who does better.
We should totally do that.
I love that. I love that idea. That's great. And I kind of like getting a group of like women together to do
Just
like
doing
a
some
blind.
blinds.
Yeah,
talk about it. See what you can come up with. Oh my gosh, this competition is gonna be so amazing.
I know.
It's fun. And then if you aren't, entering, or if you're not going to, or if you enter and you're not selected, you can still follow the competition. So once we select all the regional winners, we'll kind of allow people to sign up for like SMS messaging to kind of see who's moving forward, when the competitions are. They will be ticketed events. All the ticket proceeds will be going to charity. So if we're near you guys and you want to come just watch the show, we'll have details. We'll have those details available and tickets available in the next several weeks once we kind of nail all those specifics down. And it's going to be great. It's going to have music, cocktails, food, the competition. We're going to make it a very approachable, very fun atmosphere, because that's the type of culture we're trying to build around it. So
we are here for it. If we don't make it to the regionals, we will be in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I hope you guys enter and that you guys make it through. But if not, I'll see you either way.
Anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thanks for your time tonight. This was
so
much fun, and we cannot wait to see what happens with the World's Top Whiskey Taster competition.
Me too. So before we sign off, August
Yes.
15th is the deadline to enter.
Yes.
WorldStopWhiskeyTaster.com is where you go to enter, and please sign up and join the fun.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thanks, Sam.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you next
Sam.
time.
Okay.
Have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.
Bye.